Women, you've been raised to believe that vegetables are the key to good health. But here's the shocker. Some of them might be secretly sabotaging your well-being after 60. Today, I'm unveiling 6 veggies that can spark joint discomfort, elevate your blood pressure, and even threaten your kidneys, and I'd bet you're enjoying at least one of them weekly. Stick around until the end, because the 6th one is probably lurking in your pantry right now, doing more damage than you'd ever guess. Let's kick things off with a veggie that often flies under the radar. Eggplant. You'll spot it in fancy Italian recipes, or maybe a hearty eggplant casserole, all crispy and smothered in marinara. Seems innocent, doesn't it? Well, brace yourself. Eggplant is part of the nightshade clan. Think tomatoes, bell peppers, and potatoes too. These plants pack a compound called solanine, a natural shield for them, but a quiet troublemaker for us. As we age, solanine can stir up inflammation, especially in seniors. It creeps into your system, leaving your joints sore, your hands rigid, and your hips feeling like they've locked up overnight. Ever wonder why you're achy some mornings without lifting a finger the day before? Eggplant could be the culprit. Plus, it's loaded with oxalate substances that can up your chances of kidney stones, a misery no one wants in their later years. I had a pal, Ellen, who adored her eggplant ravioli every Friday. She couldn't pin down why her arthritis kept flaring up until she dialed back on it. Within a month, her knuckles felt less swollen. You don't need to ban eggplant forever, but if you're battling stiff joints or kidney woes, cutting back could be a game-changer. Next up, corn. Oh, that golden delight grilled at a 4th of July cookout, tossed into a soup, or maybe creamed up for a cozy dinner. It's pure Americana, right? But here's the harsh reality. Corn's no pal to seniors watching their blood sugar, heart, or waistline. This veggie is a carb bomb, breaking down into sugar faster than you can say sweet kernel. It's practically a dessert in disguise. Back in the day, corn was simpler. But today's stuff tweaked by science is a sugary mess that messes with your glucose levels. A 2023 study from the American Diabetes Association flags starchy veggies like corn as a sneaky risk for seniors, especially those with sluggish insulin responses. As we get older, our bodies can't juggle sugar spikes like they used to, and corn just pours fuel on that fire. I knew a lady down the street, Diane, who lived for corn chowder. She couldn't figure out why her blood sugar kept climbing until she eased off it, and her numbers steadied. Corn can also fan the flames of inflammation, worsening arthritis, and pack on pounds where you least want them. If you're serious about your ticker and glucose, it's time to rethink the cob. Now, let's tackle potatoes. This one stings, because who doesn't love a spud? Baked with butter, mashed for Thanksgiving, or fried up crispy potatoes are comfort in every bite. But ladies, they're a double-edged sword after a certain age. Like corn, they're starch-heavy, turning into a glucose rush that hits your bloodstream hard. That means weight creep, energy dips, and a bigger diabetes risk if you're not careful. How many of us still pile them on the plate a few times a week? They're cheap, tasty, and filling, but they're tough on your heart, joints, and figure. As the years roll by, potatoes are nightshades too. carrying glycolloids, natural toxins that can upset your stomach and spark inflammation in big doses. Ever feel creaky after a big potato dinner? That's no fluke. It's your body waving a red flag. My cousin, Ruth, in her late 60s, used to whip up killer scalloped potatoes after one feast. Her arthritis hit so hard she could barely grip her fork the next day. A 2024 report from the National Institute on Aging even warns that overdoing starchy nightshades can worsen joint issues in older adults. Treat potatoes like a rare indulgence, not a go-to, and your body will breathe a sigh of relief. On to spinach. I can hear you now. Spinach. No way, that's trouble. We've all been sold on it as a powerhouse full of iron, great for bones. A cartoon hero's fuel. But there's a catch: they don't. Oxalates. These compounds pile up in your system, and as we age, our kidneys aren't as spry at clearing them out. After 60, that spells trouble. Kidney stones. Those jagged little terrors that'll have you doubled over. Recent U.S. health data from 2023 shows kidney stone cases spiking among seniors, partly tied to high oxalate diets. Spinach is a prime offender, and even steaming it doesn't cut the oxalate load much. My friend Nancy went all in on spinach smoothies. Her doc said eat greens, and landed in there with stones twice in 2022. It took a diet overhaul to spot the link. If you've had stones before, or your kidneys are slowing down, swap spinach for safer picks like collards or butter lettuce. It's about what works for you now, not just what's healthy. Then there's asparagus. Picture it, those tender spears beside a juicy ribeye at an upscale steakhouse. Classy, right? But for us seasoned folks, it's got a downside. Asparagus is packed with purines, which your body turns into uric acid. Too much of that, and you're staring down gout, that searing joint pain that hits your toes or knees out of nowhere. Aging kidneys struggle to ditch the excess, and the 2024 Arthritis Foundation study notes gout cases climbing among U.S. seniors, with purine-rich foods like asparagus in the spotlight. My Uncle Tom, pushing 70, was an asparagus fiend. Grilled it every night. Then came the throbbing foot pain. Doc called it gout. Pinned it on those spears. Even a small serving can tip the scales if you're at risk. Plus, it's a diuretic. Hello, extra bathroom dashes, so if your bladder's already fussy, watch out. Last up, beets. Everyone's hyping them heart savers, energy boosters, antioxidant gold mines. You'll find them roasted, pickled, or juiced into trendy drinks. But hold up. They're sugar bombs, hitting your system like a carb blast. For seniors, that's a red flag. Our insulin's sluggish, and blood sugar hangs around too long. Beets also pack nitrates, which can drop blood pressure a perk unless you're on meds already, like most of us are. A 2023 Mayo Clinic report warns that mixing nitrates with BP drugs can tank your pressure, leaving you woozy or worse. My buddy Laura, 71, jumped on the beet juice craze after reading a health blog. Days later, she passed out at the mall. Her BP had crashed, and like spinach, beets bring oxalates, hiking the kidney stone risk again. They're gorgeous, sure, but smarter antioxidant sources won't gamble with your health. So there you go, 6 veggies we thought were golden, but can trip us up after 60. Joints, kidneys, Hearts, they all take a hit. Which one caught you off guard? If any of these are staples for you, maybe it's time to shake up your menu. Less can be more, even with veggies.